Want to skip the hassle of copying and pasting all of your blogs from Notion into Webflow? With Whalesync, you can sync a Notion database with a Webflow collection. So every new or updated record is automatically added to your Webflow site without needing to enter your data all over again. Hi, I'm Tom from XRay.tech, the workflow company. At XRay, we use automated workflows and syncing tools with our members to keep all of their data accurate and up to date. If you'd like to learn more about automating and streamlining the apps that you use every single day, be sure to like this video and subscribe to our channel for more tips and tutorials every single week. And turn on those notifications too so you don't miss an update. Today, I'm going to show you how to sync Webflow and Notion with Whalesync. This will let you create and edit your blogs entirely in Notion and then automatically sync them into a Webflow collection. Of course, even though we're demonstrating this with a blog, the technique we'll show you will work with any kind of collection you're using in Webflow. Team directories, job listings, events, recipes, whatever you're managing in Notion and Webflow, you can sync it with Whalesync. So let's get started. First, let's quickly go over the basics of Whalesync. Whalesync is a specialized no-code automation provider. It focuses entirely on syncing databases in different apps. It lets you set up one-way or two-way syncs between popular tools like Notion, Airtable, Google Sheets, Webflow, HubSpot, Shopify, and more. It's a great tool for automatically keeping your data consistent and up to date no matter where it's stored. You can learn more about Whalesync in this video's resources board, which is linked in the description of this video. It includes Whalesync's website and related tutorials. I'll also throw in two other tools too, Unito and xray, which offer similar syncing functionality but somewhat different feature sets. While Unito and Whalesync are both suitable for most companies, xray is more of an enterprise solution with specialized integrations for software like Jira, Zendesk, and ServiceNow. To help manage your data at scale, xray enables the syncing of hundreds of thousands of records between multiple companies or business units. Again, check out the resources board for more info on any of those tools. Now that you're familiar with the basics, let's set up a sync between Notion and Webflow using Whalesync. Before you even open up Whalesync, you'll need to do a little setup in your Notion database first. All you have to do is rename your fields to match your Webflow collections identically. Add a Webflow Status field, and create a new view in Notion for your drafts. Open the database where you stored your blogs or whatever other data you want to sync to Webflow. The vast majority of Notion content and field types are supported in Whalesync, so you can leave your existing fields as they are. However, I would recommend double-checking and making sure that your fields are named the same as their counterparts in Webflow. That will make it much quicker when you get your tables matched up in Whalesync. Once your field names are all set, you just need to add one more specific field, Webflow Status. If you don't include this field, every item from your Notion database will be immediately published when it's synced to Webflow, and you probably don't want that. Most likely, you want to be able to work on your drafts in Notion and then publish them only when they're ready. So add a new property and choose a select field. Name it Webflow Status. This field must include the following three options: draft, active, and archived. Finally, I'd recommend adding a drafts view to your Notion database. It's not strictly necessary, but it should make it much easier later on to ensure that your newly created posts aren't set to staged for publish in Webflow. So create a new view and name it something like drafts. Then add a filter and set it to Webflow Status is draft. When you add a new post here, they'll automatically be set to a draft status. If you create a record with no status in Notion, it will default to staged for publish when it's synced to Webflow through Whalesync. That means they'll be published the next time you publish your Webflow site, which might not be ideal. With the properties named consistently, a Webflow status field added, and a new view called drafts, your Notion database is ready. Let's check in on Webflow quickly before jumping into Whalesync. There's nothing you necessarily need to do to prepare your Webflow collection before connecting it to Notion. However, note that Whalesync will sync all records in both databases during its initial setup, even if it creates duplicates. As such, you may want to delete existing data from either Notion or Webflow before creating your sync to avoid duplicates. Alternatively, you may just want to delete any duplicates that get created after your sync is complete. It's really up to you. Now let's connect Notion and Webflow with Whalesync. Go to whalesync.com, sign in, or create a free account. Note that there is no free plan for Whalesync, but there is a 2-week free trial. Once you're signed in, Whalesync will take you to your dashboard. From there, create a new base. This is what Whalesync calls the automation that syncs your databases. Once you've created a base, Whalesync will prompt you to choose 2 apps that you want to sync. You can pick either one first. The order doesn't matter at all. I'll pick Notion, then click Authorize. On the next screen, you need to select the pages in Notion you want to authorize Whalesync to access. Make sure to select the page where your Notion database is stored. If you run into issues connecting Notion when you try to select a single page, try authorizing your entire workspace. Click Allow Access, then save the connection. Next, connect your second app. In this case, that's Webflow. Once again, click Authorize, then choose the workspaces or sites that you want to allow access to. Click on Authorize App, then save your connection. With both of your apps selected, you can now map your tables to tell Whalesync which specific data sources you want to connect. Choose the Notion table and Webflow collection you want to sync. Whalesync will automatically look for identically named tables and collections, and will select them for you if it finds any matches. But if your tables have different names, you can just manually select them. Then choose the sync direction you'd like to use. You can choose either a one-way sync or a two-way sync. With a one-way sync, changes will only be updated in one direction. In this menu, the arrow points to the app that will be updated. So if you choose a one-way sync with the arrow pointing to Webflow, changes in Notion will be reflected in Webflow, but changes in Webflow will not appear in Notion. A one-way sync like this can be good if you only intend to edit in one of your apps. However, if you're looking to use a one-way sync, you may be better off using an app like Zapier or Make to build the automation, especially if you're not planning on syncing other databases. Let us know in the comments below if you'd like to see a tutorial about syncing Webflow and Notion with Make. On the other hand, with a two-way sync, changes in either app will be reflected in the other app. We'll use two-way sync for our demo today. Next, click Map Fields. Now you can specify which Notion fields correspond with which Webflow fields. Now this is cool. By default, Whalesync will try to match fields with identical names in both sources. You can also prompt Whalesync to try automapping again by clicking on Automap by Name. However, if Whalesync missed anything, or if your sources don't have identically named fields, you can just use the drop-down menus to pair them up manually. Note that while nearly all of the fields we've selected will support a two-way sync, the page content from Notion can only sync in one direction. It can only update from Notion to Webflow, not the other way around. If we used a text field instead of the page content from Notion, we could get a two-way sync. However, by pulling the page content from Notion, we can also preserve all of the heading levels and other rich text styling. Plus, it's more natural to write and edit blogs in a Notion page rather than in a database field. Ultimately, I'd say the benefits of using page content vastly outweigh the downside of a one-way sync. Once all your fields are mapped correctly, click on Save Base. Then you'll see a brief summary of the base you've created and its fields. Click on Enable Sync to activate your automation. You'll immediately see this pop-up window with a few warnings about how Whalesync interacts with Webflow. First, it says that we should publish our Webflow site before enabling the sync, so I'll do that now. Next, it says that restoring your Webflow site to a previous backup will break this sync, so just keep that in mind going forward. Worst case scenario, you can always just rebuild your sync. It just takes a few minutes. Finally, it notes that the initial sync will not merge records. Like I mentioned earlier, if you have the same blogs in Notion and Webflow already, you'll end up with duplicates, so you may want to delete data in one location before beginning the sync. With all that in mind, check the box to acknowledge Whalesync's warnings and click Turn Syncing On. Whalesync will immediately begin syncing your blogs between Notion and Webflow. This may take a few minutes if there are hundreds of blogs to sync. Once it's finished, check your Notion table and Webflow collection. You should see that they are both identical now. Note that you may need to refresh Webflow to see the latest data. Finally, to make sure the live sync works, add a new blog to the Drafts view of your Notion table. Then, check your Webflow collection. Again, you might need to refresh. In Webflow, I see the test post I just created, and most critically, it's set to Drafts, so I don't need to worry about this incomplete blog getting published accidentally. Now I'll edit the post summary in Webflow. When I go back to Notion, I see the summary updated to match. The sync is working exactly as expected. If you want to check the status of your sync or disable it, you can just navigate to your Whalesync dashboard. As long as your sync is enabled, your data will be updated automatically in the background. You can just use Notion and Webflow to create and update your content, and everything will be kept up to date for you. While apps like Webflow are great for publishing your content on the web, it's often much more convenient to create and manage everything in Notion. With syncing tools like Whalesync, you can ensure that your data stays up to date in both sources without having to perform any manual edits or tedious copying and pasting. If you've enjoyed this video, prove you're human, like and subscribe for more automation tips every single week. If you'd like to learn more about low-code automation and workflow design, follow us on LinkedIn, Twitter, or Facebook, and you can find all of our content on our website at xray.tech. You can check all those links in the resources board down below, and as always, find your focus and stay in flow. Trying to future-proof yourself? Start designing the way your team works with no-code tools, automation, and AI. In XRay's Workflow Designer course, we'll show you how to break down every part of a process to find the best opportunities for automation, and how to integrate those automations into your team's daily work. You'll learn how to create time for your entire team, get more reliable results, and give everyone a newfound clarity and confidence in their work. Just go to this URL to learn more. The entire package includes over 2 hours of premium video content, challenging example projects, and tons of helpful resources. The course costs just $250 and gives you lifetime access to a Slack community of workflow designers building systems in dozens of different industries. Space is limited, so join the free waiting list today to get notified as soon as the course is live later this year. Thanks for watching, and we hope to see you soon in our Workflow Designer course.